Hi guys, happy Friday. We are coming into the weekend of week 2 for our Cut the Crap challenge, and our focus this week was water. I've loved this focus. I drink water pretty easily, but I definitely can lose track of am I actually getting as much as I'm supposed to. I'm not like a soda drinker or juice drinker, so I pretty much just drink water or coffee. But one of my goals this week was to start my day with water, because I definitely tend to just wake up, make my cup of coffee, drink my cup of coffee, and neglect getting in water when I wake up, which is a super essential time to start hydrating yourself. If any of us, when you first go to the bathroom in the morning, your pee's probably pretty yellow, it might smell a little bit. That is a clear sign that your body is dehydrated, which naturally you've been sleeping, for maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 hours and not intaking any water. So that's natural that will happen, but it's critical that we start that hydration process first thing in the morning. So that's something I've been really working on this week, and I can definitely tell, especially with how hot it's been this week, that I'm feeling better by the end of the day. I'm feeling better throughout the day. I am prone to headaches, and I definitely get dehydration headaches, so I've been out in the sun a lot this week, and I've been feeling good the whole time. So I can definitely see the benefit of starting my day. Like, for example, I haven't had any coffee yet today. This is a 32-ounce bottle of water, which I wanted to finish this before I left for the wedding today. I'm gonna drink my coffee on the way to the wedding in the car. But I really wanted to get through this 32 ounces before leaving today, because I know I have my big jug. For those of you that guys are in the Facebook group, I posted a photo of it. It's about like 65 ounces, I think. I'm gonna bring that, but the busyness of the day can get away, and so I just wanted to make sure I was getting a good amount in before I left. So I got 32 ounces here, and then I'm also eating my breakfast, which is kind of brunch, I would say. I had a little bit of a busy morning. Some scrambled eggs, some brown rice noodles, and some broccoli and mushrooms is actually one of my favorite meals, especially like a little stressful day today, trying to get everything ready for the wedding. So when I'm stressed, I have like zero appetite. And so I love eggs. They're super easy for me to digest and eat. And then these brown rice noodles, I get them from Costco. Even when I'm not hungry, they sound good to me. So that's what I'm eating today. But let's get back to water and hydration. A little theme I want us all to understand is that we as a country, we as people are chronically dehydrated. For some of us this week, we may have been, thought we drank a good amount of water, but, maybe our goal was 60 or 70 ounces, and we really early realized, hey, our habits only get us to about 20 ounces of water a day. That's nothing. And again, that half your body weight in ounces, that's kind of just a baseline for proper function in the body. That's not, considering all the different factors of sweating and workouts, if you have a labor intensive job, if you're sitting out in the sun for a long time throughout the day, those factors aren't even considered in that kind of baseline half your body weight in ounces. And so I hope a lot of us, maybe had our eyes opened a little bit, or learned, a little bit more about ourselves and our habits, and found ways to introduce, just a rhythm of drinking water throughout the day, because that's one of the biggest things in that PDF. And I've gotten on Chris a little bit in the Facebook group, is that we want to sip our water. We don't want to chug our water. So our body can only absorb a certain amount of water at one time. So, if you drink no water throughout the day, for those of you that know my husband, Toby, this is him to a T. If you hit 2 p.m. and you're like, wow, I'm really tired, I haven't peed all day, I'm starting to get a headache, I'm gonna go chug a big bottle of water. I'm talking like 20, 30 ounces, that's what he goes and does. And then I guarantee you, probably about 20 minutes later, you're gonna go pee quite a bit of water. And so it's super important that we're not just, not drinking for long periods of time and then intaking massive amounts of water. It is this consistent sipping, so that our body is able to absorb and utilize the majority of that water that we're intaking. Because again, imagine, our body is this glass, our cells, these systems that absorb and utilize the water, they can only, you can only fill that glass so much. Once that glass starts to overfill, that's when it gets excreted through urine in the body. Whereas, so if you're intaking a massive amount, that cup is going to fill very quickly, and then that overflow is just going to get disposed of and not utilized in your body. Whereas throughout the day, if you're slowly sipping, that cup can stay more at an even level, and that water is actually getting utilized all throughout the day and in those systems in your body that just help you feel good all day long, because water plays a massive part in you feeling, you emotionally, you physically, you mentally feeling good and clear-headed all day long. And so I do want to talk a little bit, I have some notes here just because I don't want to miss any of them. I do want to talk a little bit about the signs of dehydration, because our body, if we lose between even 1% to 2% of the water in our body, you can start experiencing signs of dehydration. And so signs of dehydration, I have some notes over here, so I'm gonna look, are short term. Like, these are early signs of you've lost too much water, or you haven't intaken enough water and your body is starting to be dehydrated. Feeling thirsty, feeling fatigued, having a dry mouth, having darker smelly urine, having cravings for sweets. So if you recently just ate and it was like a good meal and you are already feeling hungry, that could actually be your body trying to tell you you're thirsty. A lot of us are not, we live in a super busy world. We're super stressed. We're super, we're inundated with TVs and phones and so much everything coming at us throughout the day. A lot of us have never had the quiet to understand what our thirst signs from our body feel like. And so a lot of times, we all know what hunger feels like because we all love food, we know what hunger feels like. But a lot of us don't know what that thirst cues are from our body. So they can sometimes be misinterpreted as hunger cues. So if you have recently eaten and you're all of a sudden feeling hungry, it's likely your body telling you, hey, we need fluids, we're thirsty. So yes, cravings, muscle cramps, that's a huge thing, especially for the summer here for us. When we're sweating a lot, we're losing a lot of salt. After you have a workout and you can feel the salt on your face, that's you losing salt through your sweat. Muscle cramps are a clear sign that you are dehydrated. And not only do you need water, I'm gonna talk about electrolytes in a minute, but you also need electrolytes if that's the case. If you're having anxiety, if you're having headaches and migraines, that's a huge sign for me. Once I start to get headaches, I know I definitely have not had enough water in the day. Or if you're having issues remembering things or being focused. Because again, water is what makes our body function. And when you are lacking in that, you're going to have symptoms, and everybody's symptoms from that list will look different. So I'm just gonna go through them real quick. Thirst, fatigue, dry mouth, darker urine, cravings, muscle cramps, anxiety, headaches, or trouble focusing. Those can all be signs that your body is in early stages of dehydration. Again, that can happen with just 1% to 2% loss of water from your body. So those are early signs. Let's say that you are not drinking enough water every day for 10 years. Okay, so I'm talking long-term here. These are chronic signs. So long-term signs that your body is not getting enough water and is not properly hydrated. Heartburn can be a sign that your body does not have enough water. Joint pain, back pain, constipation. I think a lot of us think, I know quite a few people that think, hey, I haven't pooped in a few days, I just must have not drank enough water the last few days. That's very likely, but it's also probably true you have not been drinking enough water for the last few weeks or months. So constipation is a clear sign you are not getting, a clear and honestly chronic sign that you over a long span of time are not intaking enough water. Inflammation, if you're having trouble, if you ever have issues with fluid retention or inflammation, that can be a sign you are not getting enough water as well. Or if you're having, you're exercising and you are feeling like chronically fatigued in your workouts, or you're having trouble breathing because water is what makes our respiratory system work properly, that can be a clear sign that you are chronically dehydrated. So to run through those real quick: heartburn, joint pain, back pain, constipation, inflammation that's not regulated properly, and issues when you're exercising, either breathing or with cramping or with energy. Those can all be signs that you are chronically dehydrated. You are not intaking enough water over multiple days, weeks, and months. And so those are just maybe some things that we can all be aware of with, hey, I tend to get afternoon headaches. That could be a sign that you are not drinking enough water throughout the day, and so that's, all of us are completely in control of, I enjoy drinking water. I know that's not the case for everybody. And so, just finding ways to introduce our habits in alignment with drinking more water, because that is ultimately going to get you feeling your best. And I hope that's everybody's goal, is that, hey, I want to feel the best I can throughout the day so I can go do what I want to do and feel good while I do it. Drinking more water is going to help you get there. I do want to mention, and this is in the PDF as well I sent out, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. And so, you'll see people that walk around with gallon jugs, chugging this water down. That can actually, if those people are truly drinking a gallon of water every single day and they're not active, they don't have a labor-intensive job that has them outside, they don't spend a lot of time in the sun, it can actually be not beneficial at all, because it dilutes the mineral balance within the blood and within the body. And so in that PDF, it says, it's typically recommended that you consume less than a gallon of water throughout the day. And again, it's all bio-individual. So if you are someone, you're extremely active, you're working out in the gym for an hour a day, but then you're also a construction worker and you're outside in the day, you're outside in the sun for 8 or 9 hours a day, you would be someone that, hey, if a gallon of water, you drink that and you are still thirsty, you are an example of someone that may need a little bit more than that. But I don't think a lot of us fit in that realm, or, in that example I just gave. And so a great baseline is starting with half your body weight in ounces and then drinking from thirst from there. And so, like I said, some of us don't know our thirst signs. Well, some of those early signs of dehydration, those can be some thirst signs for some of us. Me, I know I get a dry mouth when I'm thirsty. And so, just kind of being in tune with your body. I hope that's everybody's goal, is being more in tune with your body to help understand your body better and learning what it needs. And so just being in tune with not only our hunger signals, but also our thirst signals. And that, again, that can look different for everybody. And so, I do want to chat a little bit, and this is will be my closing thing, a little bit about electrolytes, because they are extremely important. Electrolytes are what allow our body to absorb and utilize water. And so those are typically magnesium, potassium, sodium. Those are kind of the 3 big hitters when it comes to electrolyte balance. And so I personally, this is just pure water. This is just plain pure water. But in that big jug I'm bringing with me today, I'll have about 1,000 milligrams of sodium in there with me. And I'll also be bringing some bananas with me as well. I utilize Element, which we sell it at the gym when I'm on the go and different things. But I also make my own electrolyte, just kind of mishmash for super cheap, with just some pink Himalayan sea salt and some magnesium supplement powder I have, and then I usually eat a banana to give me that potassium while I'm drinking that water. And so I'll sometime tomorrow, because I'm leaving soon, I'll post what I use to kind of make my at home, and just kind of every time I'm drinking electrolyte water, I would say, electrolyte balanced water, to make sure that I'm absorbing and utilizing the water properly. But those, if you are someone that's I'm drinking water all day and I'm still so thirsty and I'm peeing all day long, and you maybe have some of those signs, of those early dehydration signs, dry mouth, fatigued, trouble concentrating, it can be a sign that you are not lacking in water, but you're lacking in electrolytes. And so that can be easily fixed by adding a pinch of sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt or pure sea salt, into your water each time you fill your cup. Maybe a squeeze of lemon, or especially around workouts, utilizing a higher amount, measuring out like I do in my water bottles, or utilizing a supplement like Element that has I think a lot of us might look at that and I believe it's 1,000 milligrams of sodium in Element, and we're like, whoa, that seems like so much. But hey, especially in these summer months, you are losing not only a large amount of water in your body, but a large amount of sodium through your sweat. And so if you are not eating a super processed diet, which a lot of us are working on this month, not eating super processed foods, there is not a lot of sodium unless you are adding it in nutrient dense whole foods. So like, for example, in my eggs and noodles and broccoli and mushrooms I have here, there's no sodium in this unless I add it. And so for those of us that are eating, 80, 90%, 100% of the time, nutrient dense whole foods, not a lot of because processed foods are extremely high in sodium. And so, if we're not eating those, it's very unlikely that you are going to be consuming more sodium than you should if you are supplementing with pure sea salt or pink Himalayan sea salt in your salt water. You're likely giving your body what it needs to function properly. So, some of us might look at that and be like, whoa, 1,000 milligrams? Like, that's way too much. Well, actually, if you're eating a nutrient-dense whole foods diet, that sodium is actually super beneficial, and you're sweating a lot and working out, that sodium, that 1,000 milligrams of sodium is actually going to be super beneficial, and your body needs that to function properly, but also to absorb the water you're drinking. So, you can there's Nun tablets, there's multiple different kinds of, there's liquid IVs, there's that are at Costco, there's elements at the gym, make your own. There's so many different ways to get electrolytes in that are super convenient, super easy, but they're super critical, especially for us in these hotter months when we're working out and sweating more, that you are getting your water in, but also supplementing with electrolytes. So what that looks like for me, again, that is each time I fill up, not in the morning because I just like pure water with my breakfast, and before my coffee, but especially all my water bottles throughout the rest of the day, I put about 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt in there, and usually like a squeeze of lemon because I like the taste. And that, for me, I never get muscle cramps. I don't get headaches, even if I'm out sweating quite a bit. So that's for my body, what works for my body. So that's something just for all of us to, to explore again. Seeing what works for your body. If you're someone that's chronically thirsty, peeing all the time, have headaches, try adding just a pinch of sea salt into your water each time you fill up your cup. See how that makes you feel. If you're still having those symptoms, try a little bit more. Okay, try, utilizing Element, a specific electrolyte supplement after your workouts, okay? But then on top of that, you can be adding that little pinch of sea salt into your water throughout the day. So it's all exploring what works for you and what works for your body, but understanding I'm not only trying to get my water in, but I'm also trying to get an electrolyte balance in so that my body is able to utilize that water properly. So I love this week. It was super fun for me. It was also eye-opening for me that I need to definitely be drinking more water first thing in the morning compared to just coffee and then just kind of getting, swept off in the busyness of the day. And so I hope all of you have had an awesome week this week. You've been successful in drinking more water. I hope you're feeling better. And I hope we continue this into week 3, which is sugar, which I am super excited for. I'm in a challenge. I don't eat a ton of sugar, but I definitely, we just don't have sugary things in our house, but I definitely I'll eat this here, that there. Like, I don't really have sugar cravings, but I definitely will be, whatever. I do eat sugar. So this next week, I'm going to challenge myself and have 0 sugar, because that's a challenge for me. Whereas for some of you guys that may eat quite a bit of sugar, your challenge will look very different. But I'm excited because it will be a good one, a good challenge for me. So I hope everybody has a fantastic Friday. I'm going to go spend 10 hours filming out in the sun, but it's good. And has a fantastic weekend. Bring your water bottle with you throughout the weekend. Don't get off track. It's as simple as filling it up and taking it with you so that it's available to you. Take your water bottle with you throughout the weekend. Stay consistent. And I'll touch base with all of you on Monday as we get into week 3 of sugar. So I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Please email me, or if you're in the Facebook group, post with any questions. But thank you all for your time and your commitment this month, these last 2 weeks. I'm super proud of everybody. If you're not in the Facebook group and have the ability to be, I would love if you could get on there. It's super fun sharing photos and stories and just our experience over the last few weeks. So hope everybody has an awesome Friday. See you later.